What up YouTube, it's Misery's Company. In today's video, I do want to talk about all the class buffs and nerfs that have taken place. This is a very hot topic. A lot of people are either very upset or very happy. And honestly, let's figure out which one you are in the video right now. Let's get straight to it. So we're going to share our screen, class balances, so wizard skills. And I have not read any of these. I haven't even seen or deliberately watched any other videos about this. So meteor radius increased from 2.5 from, radius increased to 2.5 from 2. I was like, that's a decrease from 2.5 to 2. Projectile movement speed increase. That's a buff, yeah, for sure. Arcane wind cooldown reduction to 6 seconds from 9 seconds. Charges increased by 1. Whoa, that's gonna make some pretty sick firestorm builds. Not gonna lie, and that's 3 seconds off and an increased charge. Good lord. So that's actually, I'm really interested about that. So frost field, that's the new one that you'll probably only going to use in PvP. Cooldown reduction to 16 seconds from 20 seconds. Effect delay reduced to 1 second from 1.2. Casting range increased. Whatever. Wizard items. Arcane intensifiers. Disintegrate charges increased by 1. Okay. Disintegrate charges increased by 1. Vision of the Frost Path. Crown of Arcane Truce. Scorched charges increased by 1. Okay. And then this one, charges increased by 1 for what though? Reassurance, charges increased by 1. I don't even know what that one is. So I wish they would call out more about it or use pictures. I like pictures. Frostwalker's fragments upon fragments. Meteor cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. Projectile movement speed increased. That probably did that to all meteors. Frostwalkers, also same thing. Maybe not. I don't know. Meteor radius increased to 2.5 from 2. Robes of the Avalanche. Ray of Frost can now be channeled while moving. Oh. Bring back the Frost build. Kion's Cairo Clasp. Ray of Frost. Charges increased by 1. I think that's the one that it shoots for you. I could be wrong. Quiet Downpour. Lightning Nova can now be cast while moving. Okay. I don't know which one that is. God, like, is it a headpiece? At least give me the headpiece, right? The Fang, Arcane Wind cooldown reduction from 6 seconds to 9, and charges increased to 1. That's incredible. Spears of Energy teleport cooldown reduced to 15 seconds from 30. Wow, literally cut in half. That's insane. Rift Carver, Arcane Torrent, it can no longer target invisible enemies. Damage reduced by 9%. Oh no, this is the nice one. The pants, I think, is what they are, where the Arcane Torrent, it goes above you. It's like phenomenal for farming. The damage reduction is sad. That's bad for PvP and PvE. I'm actually really upset. Rift Carver's Chaotic Orb had the ability to track invisible targets, which felt overly strong and a little unfair. We feel that only visible enemies should be targeted. I mean, sure, but that part is fine. It's the reduced to damage that I wanted a developer's note. 9% is freaking crazy. I haven't been on Wizard in a long time. Probably won't be in a while because I still have other classes I need to max out the Essence Mastery, but that's a pretty big L already for the Wizard. Barbarian skills, Hammer of the Ancients, charges increased by 1, projectile movement speed increased, leap animation speed increased. You can now leap over walls with improved collision detection. I like that. That's a good quality of life for barbarians that use leap. Barbarian items, Visage, again, I don't know what any of these are. Demoralize cooldown reduced to 9 seconds from 12, charges increased by 1. I feel like the charges increase is just massive. I mean, it's just a whole nother one. In addition to the cooldown reduction, that's kind of insane. Demoralize range increased to 10 yards from 8. Oh, wow. Okay. Demoralizing range increased from 6 yards to 5. So lots of buffs here. All of these. Chained spear charges increased by 1. Projectile movement speed increased. That's probably good. I did a chained fire chain build at one point for the Barbarian, which felt really good for single target. Probably not as good anymore since we do have the new essences that are really good for single target for the Barbarian, but this is a buff to the old build. All right. All of these are getting charges increased by 1. Okay. Maximum razor grip, maximum damage increased by 20%. Persistent ground effect damage increased by 20%. That 20% is a lot. Breaker's wheel, animation speed increased. All right, I don't know what that is. Projection speed increased and movement speed increased when rushing towards your hammer. That's the one where you throw your hammer and then catch up to it. Context clues. Animal instinct, shocking chaos, animation speed increase. You can now leap over walls with improved collision detection. Love that. Animal instinct, maximum damage increased by 20%. I don't know what it is, but 20% is a lot. It's a big number. So no nerfs. Wizard did get a nerf. Barbarian, all buffs. Absolutely all buffs. Monk skills. This could be interesting. I'm curious what they do for monk. So wave strike, maximum damage increased by 14%. That's not the direction I thought we were going. Maximum damage increased by 14%. Cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. That's pretty big. Wave strike's gonna be good. And then for Inner Sanctuary cooldown reduction to 20 seconds from 30, that's also big. That's really nice, actually. A lot of my builds had Inner Sanctuary. Monks are going to be fun. Roar of the Sea, Will Bill, Wave Strike cooldown reduced. Okay, so all the ones that impact Wave Strike are going to get that buff for the cooldown. Roar of the Seas, Wave Strike attack animation speed increase, and then Wave Strike cooldown reduced from 12. Oh, reduced to 12. I'm sorry, I keep reading them backwards. Reduced to 12 seconds from 20. Flying Kick charge time reduced to 0.5 seconds from 1. Maximum damage increased by 15%. Charges increased by 2. What? That's a lot of Flying Kicks. You can basically just go doo. Flying Kick damage to shielded enemies increased to 350% from 250. Okay. All right, so these two, Inner Sanctuary cooldown reduced. Yep, got that. Inner Sanctuary cooldown reduced to 24 seconds from 30. So I don't know why this one is only going to be getting to 24 instead of 20, but it is. Inner Sanctuary reduced to 14 seconds from 20. Wave of Light Bell now affects enemy players by preventing them from entering or exiting the area. Okay. Noble's Path, Flying Dragon range increased to 2.5 from 2. Nothing crazy there. Attack animation speed increased. Quality of life change there. So all buffs for the Monk. Okay, so far the only class getting an L is my favorite class. What the L? Demon Hunter skills. I highly doubt there's a nerf coming to Demon Hunter, but we'll see. Knife Trap. Now it can be thrown at a targeted location during swing. You can now leap over walls with improved collision detection. Again, Wizards had this, so it just makes sense for other ones that have this potential to also be able to do it. I like this a lot. All right, so 100 striking shadows. Multi-shot now deals increased damage to shielded enemies from 250. Oh, wait. Deals... See, like, they keep flipping it. So it's from 250 to 350 now. All right, so knockback shot. Base damage increased by 25%. Burn damage increased by 43%. Holy shit. Movement is less restrictive while channeling, allowing for easier turning and rotations. Knockback shot. I don't know which one this is, but a 43% buff to damage on burn is kind of insane. That's almost, yeah, that's a lot. That's almost 50. That's what I was going to say. Assassin's Heritage, Spreading Shroud, and Connective Coldness. Suit. All right, Smokescreen Projectile, speed increased. All right, whatever. And then Smokescreen cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. And then this one, the Smokescreen charges increased by 1. All of these are now going to Knife Trap can now be thrown at a targeted location. I didn't know it couldn't be. I also don't ever use Knife Trap, so there's that too. Intended consequences, Knife Trap damage increased by 100%. Holy shit. So yeah, lots of buffs to the Knife Trap builds, probably because no one uses them. They're not good. The turrets are finally good for PvE when it comes to farming. Actually, I was in a group the other day where Demon Hunter just literally set up and was farming everything for us. It was kind of sick. Thanks for that, by the way. But yeah, Knife Trap is apparently going to be doing more damage. Damage increased by 23%. Immobilize duration increased to 4 seconds from 3 seconds. I don't know what clutching nails is. All right, so damage increased by 21%. Movement speed increased briefly after cast. Damage reduction from being hit multiple times is being reduced from 50 from. Stop flipping it. Reduced to 50% from 75. Again, I'd never heard of that one, and I have my Essence Mastery maxed for Demon Hunter. The Pot Boiler, enemy struck by multiple knife traps at once no longer take 50% reduced damage from each subsequent hit. Again, buff to knife traps there. Darkness Embrace, Smokescreen cooldown reduced to from 12 seconds to 20. Oh my god, I did it again. God dang it. To 12 seconds from 20. Recloaking with the smoke has been reduced to 0.5 from 0.5, whatever. So all buffs to the Demon Hunter, but to skills that no one uses. So get a slight L for that. Literally no changes to like the meta for Demon Hunter unless these are just insane for the knife traps. Never even used the skill. I haven't, at least. So going down to, right, Crusader, did I skip one? Nope, Crusader's next. Again, would be very surprised if we had a nerf here. Sweep attack, damage increased by 8%. Yep, that's a buff. Cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. Sacred Chain, cooldown reduced to 10 seconds from 12. Projectile movement speed increase, that's good. I like that a lot. All of these are getting sweep attack cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. All of these are getting sweep attack maximum damage increased by 20. Wow, that's a lot. Sweep attack maximum damage increased by 13. Sweep attack increased by 23. All of these are getting Sacred Chain projectile movement speed increase. That's fine. Sacred Chain cooldown. Okay. Sacred Chain cooldown again by half. That's a lot. Sacred Chain stun duration increased to 4 seconds from 3. That's a whole second more. 20% increase. Delay time has been damaged, and stun to occur is reduced to 1 second from 1.5. Slight nerf. Okay. Or whatever. No, wait. Delay time for damage and stun to occur is reduced to 1 second. That's actually a buff. Never mind, I read that wrong. Shield charge damage to shielded enemies increased to 350% from 250. That's a buff. Enemy players hit by falling sword can now be chained up for 2.5 seconds. All right, that's pretty good. Air splitter, falling swords maximum damage increased by 20%. That's pretty good. Sacred change damage increased by 100%. That's really good. All buffs. Slight change potentially to meta for the Crusader. I would say maybe. Not really. It's been a while since I've been on Crusader, but Sweep Attack I know had a really good spot for a while, and maybe it brings a comeback. So that'll be interesting. Necromancer. I heard this is just insane. I heard Necromancer is now like going to be crazy. Again, no details, but I've just heard people talking about it. So Bone Spikes. Charges time reduced to 0.5 seconds from 1. Stun duration increased to 3 seconds instead of 2. Okay, sounds good. Corpse Lance now can be cast while moving. Okay. Grim Scythe, cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. Borrowed time, increased the maximum HP loss per second from 5 to 10%. When cast on self, the effect is the same when cast on allies. So that's a slight, ever so slightly nerf to borrowed time. But again, it is per second that you lose 10%, so that's kind of crazy. So Necromancer's item, the Boil, Bone Wall damage increased by 50%. It can now be cast while moving. Sounds good. Bone Wall damage increased by 28%. Damage duration increased from 6 seconds to 3. Duration increased from 6 seconds to 3. That is not an increase. Duration increased from 6 seconds to 3. That is a decrease, or they mixed up the seconds because they've been switching this whole time. Bone Wall damage increased by 60%. Corpse generation increased from 2 to 1. That's not an increase. Am I going crazy? Corpse generation increased to 2 from 1. Okay, got it. Never mind. I am losing it. So it is in fact being increased. 10 Thorns. All of these are getting Corpse Lance, can now be cast while moving. Sounds great. Silver Wings. Corpse Lance minimum damage. Okay, so Corpse Lance is getting a lot of buffs. Dark Curse removes all beneficial effects from enemies up from 1. So this is actually insane. Dark Curse removes all beneficial effects. So instead of just removing one beneficial effect, it's removing all of them. So imagine a Barbarian running around with Wrath of the Berserker on, as well as Undying Fury, and then you remove all their buffs. And then the Barbarian's dead. Yeah, that's really good. Are we sure? Are we sure about this? Necromancer was already number 1. And now they're more number 1. Are we sure? Did we think this one through? I don't know. Let's go. All right, Ray Form cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. Charges increased by 1. That's nice. That's nice. Targeting an ally is no longer required. Attack animation speed increase. I don't even know what that is then. These two Grim Scythe cooldown reduced to 6 seconds from 9. Grim Scythe attack animation speed increased. Grim Scythe chill effectiveness increased to 50% from 30%. Grim Scythe shattered armor duration increased to 6 seconds from 3. Okay. Mostly buffs. Really all buffs for the Necro, minus that weird thing. Duration increased from 6 seconds to 3. It could be a typo. I don't know. Because in the next one, whatever. Blood Knight. I heard this is getting buffed. So let's see what this is about. Ravage. First strike damage increased by 10%. Second strike damage increased by 15%. Third strike damage increased by 25%. Okay. That's a buff. That's a buff to Ravage. And Annihilation. First and second strike damage increased by 11%. Third and fourth strike increased by 38%. Whatever. Shroud of Night effective duration increased from 12 seconds to 8. That's a nerf. What are we doing? Abomination, primary attack speed increased by 20%. That's a buff. Primary attack damage increased by 9%. Cooldown reduction to 15 seconds from 20. Lifesteal is increased by 10%. I like that. Abomination was literally useless, and they changed it. Abomination, blood rush damage increased by 25%. All right. Abomination, shattering fist first and second attack damage increased by 44%. That's a big damage increase. Third attack increased by 64. That's a bigger number. Hey guys, that's a bigger number in case you don't know. 64 is bigger than 44. That's a buff. Mythic Cloud cooldown reduced from 15 seconds to 20. Wow, that's Jesus. That's good. Shadow's Edge Embrace. Ultimate damage reduced by 6%. Damage reduction by hit by multiple charges increased from 90 to 80. Yeah, this was a nerf that needed to happen to the ultimate. It was stupid good. It was really, really good. But this is going to be a little scary with some of the new essences. Blood Knight items. So Coiled Curse, Ravage damage increased by 52%. Holy shit. Is that from what it was or just total? That's insane. Either way. So Ravage might be actually a good primary attack option for the Blood Knight. Override. I'm sorry, overrun. Spear Fury damage increased by 30%. Short dash towards the enemy has been re-added. What? All right, the Beast Slaver. Skewer animation speed increased. This was not long anyway, but I think it was to try to help from people using it as like an immunity where you can't be targeted. So that's probably an indirect nerf is how I would interpret that. Sawtooth, while charging Skewer, you are immune to knockback and loss of control. That's a buff. Tendrils of Blood cooldown reduced to 12 seconds from 15. Meh, never use it. Bats and Min buff. Swarm of Bats projectile speed increase can now be cast while moving. All right. Momentary Comfort, Shroud of Night, effect duration increase from 12 seconds to 8. I swear to God. Oh, from 12 seconds. No, that's not right. Shroud of Night effect duration increased from 12 seconds to 8. That's a decrease. Whatever. Umber Lance. Blood Theric. Umber Lance range increased from 10 yards to... Dude, what the hell? Umbral Lance range increased from 10 yards to 8. That is, again, a nerf. What are we doing? Animation speed increased. Dash damage increased by... Oh my gosh. Dash damage increased by 93%. Throw damage increased by 37%. That's insane. Umbral Lance Void Spear now lands after 0.5 seconds. Sup. Dude, autocorrect. Put it in Word first and then put it on here. Sup from 1 second knockback distance reduced. Tooth Drinker and all that. Whirling Strike attack animation speed increase. That's good, actually. In fact, that actually might make it better. Whirling Strike damage increased by 30%. Okay. Tooth Drinker, though, I don't know which one that is. And then this one, Whirling Strike damage increased by 18%. Blast travel range increased from 9 yards to 9 yards from 7. Okay, understood. So that's going to do it, guys. Ultimately, I think it's a buff, unless these weird, the way they typed it are actually nerfs and they just used the wrong phrase. I don't think that's the case. But yeah, there's definitely some rough language there because they kept switching how they were talking about the buffs from one to the other, but whatever. Ultimately, the Wizard gets the biggest L, in my opinion. The Wizard actually got a pretty nasty nerf, honestly, if I'm going to be honest. I think that's why a lot of people are upset, because Wizard was in kind of an untouched good spot, and it didn't really need to be nerfed. So this one in particular is what sucks the most, is the damage reduced by 9%. Yeah, this one, again, going back to the developer's note, I totally agree with not targeting invisible people, but the 9% damage you didn't talk about in the developer's note, and that's the one I'm upset about. So what the heck? But ultimately, I think that most of these make sense, minus the Wizard. And I think that Demon Hunter is going to be an interesting spot with the buff to the skills that nobody uses. That's an interesting idea. Monk is kind of meh. I mean, these are all good stuff. It's not meh. It's actually good stuff that people will actually use. Demon Hunter is what it is. Crusader skills, I think that Sweep Attack will just maybe make a reintroduction to the builds. Necromancer, again, is just going to be God. It's literally going to be God in PvP. So there's that. Sorry, not sorry. Blood Knight, it's buffed. And Abomination is buffed even more, as well as Ravage. So I'm actually really curious to do that test again between Ravage and the other one, but I'm getting ready to switch off the Blood Knight. And if you want to see which class I'm switching to, make sure you like the video and subscribe, because I'm actually getting ready to reveal very, very soon the results of the poll where you guys got to pick my class. And I was actually kind of surprised about the results. So you're going to want to see that video. Until next time, lock it in.